So last week, Nikki and I were on a drive, and we're driving down this road, and I look over, and I see this path up this hill. I decided I wanted to drive up it. I've never been up there, never realized that there was a little trail, but I flipped a U-turn and then didn't really tell her what I was doing, but we drove up the hill and it was pretty cool up there. So I'm gonna mob up there really quick, but I'm gonna put the GoPro on my head. All right, we're gonna set it into mud sand mode, 4-wheel drive, and off we go. Gotta take this.
All right, let's do this.
This part's sketchy. Box of beer right there. That's it. We're at the top. This spot's pretty cool. It's right down the street from my house, so I'll be coming up here often just to have some alone time if I need it. Just get up here and think. It's really pretty out here. The trail actually goes on down there and up there. I haven't been up there yet. I'm just gonna sit down for like 5-10 minutes and then take it up that way and see what's over the hill. So the racing season starts up again this week. Got the first race this weekend in Tucson, Arizona. All my races last year, I was just really nervous because I'm learning how to race. I just have most of my experience on iRacing. But I think this year, well, I won't know until this weekend, but I'm just gonna go out there and no pressure. Just go out there and have fun. So I'm really hoping to not be as nervous as last year and to just relax, because that's the most important thing. Is you tire yourself out too much if you're tense and not relaxed in the car. Over in the shop in Idaho, they're actually finishing the car up today. Yeah, this first week is pretty crazy. There's 4 races in a week. So it's Saturday, Tucson, Thursday at Kern, and then the 2 races at Irwindale. So it's gonna be pretty much the most exciting week of my life. Not a whole lot of time to have the car repaired if anything happens, because in racing, anything and everything does happen. But I'm hoping to at least finish the first 3 races clean so I can at least make the last race. But yeah, I've been thinking about this week for a long time. Pretty much every night I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. So I'm just mentally preparing myself, going through every single lap in my head, and I'm just visualizing it as much as I can, so when I'm there, I've already felt like I've been there and done it a million times, because pretty much I have in my head. I'm gonna quit blabbering, get back in the truck, and head up that trail. That's a blind corner, but I got cameras. Look at that. Holy crap, that's steep. is where all the coyotes live. I'm gonna come out here one night next week with my coyote call to see if I could talk to them. I do that in my neighborhood. One of my parents' neighbors, they have two or three of their dogs got eaten by coyotes in their backyard. There's coyotes hopping my dad's wall all the time. Wow, it's really green. A month ago this was probably all brown and dead, but our valley was flooded with heavy rain. But it's always awesome when that happens, because everything is freaking vibrant green afterwards. Man, it looks like these trails go on forever. The gate's open for me. Holy crap, where does this go? Where does this go? Got my trusty spotter right here. That is a tight corner to miss that fence. Oh my gosh. I've never done this before. I used to drive a Yaris, so truck info. I could see what we're working with here. Raptor's off-road status. We're at a 15-degree decline. $18 degrees, 19 degrees, 20 degrees. My wife would never. Oh my gosh, that's what I do not want to have happen to me. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the truck graveyard. Woo! Is somebody still in there? No, but that looks fresh. That definitely looks fresh. Oh my god, how did that happen? He definitely flipped. Jeez. Hopefully that guy's okay. Holy crap. Death roll. Degrees. That's fun. Where does this go? Where does this go? I gotta be home soon. I got work to do. This looks like a safe place to U-turn or to pick a path, I guess. I guess you can go down that way, up there, and there's a trail that way. But all that rain gave us too much beautiful grass. Can't really see where the trails go anymore. That looks gnarly up there. I had no idea that this stuff was out here, because I used to drive a Yaris. This is amazing. You know what? I am going to run down there and check out that crash site. This is probably really stupid. There's rattlesnakes and freaking coyotes back here. But I just see these birds circling, and I really do not want to come up on a dead guy right now. Holy cow. So here's where the side window was stamped out, and you can see the flattened grass. Got a box of condoms back there. Holy smokes. Okay, now I gotta hike back. I need to go buy a Monster. So, hopefully you can see those trails. They look pretty gnarly, man. That's like 45 degrees sideways as you're going around a turn. I'm definitely not gonna go explore that on my own, but I am 100% coming down with some more truck friends, hopefully ones with experience with that track. It looks like it's freshly groomed. Looks like a lot of fun, so expect another video on that. Let's try not to roll the truck on the way back. Okay, this one's a little steep. Let's hit it with some speed. Sort of. I wish the cameras would stay on, but once you hit a certain speed, they shut off. So let's go do this. Oh my god, this is insane. Now I know why that guy fell. He probably fell right there. That dirt was a little loose. That was freaking awesome. Yeah, my wife will never be coming up here. She would be terrified. I don't like the sound of that. The brush scraping against the side of my truck. Alright, I don't know if you can see it with this wide angle on the GoPro, but that's where I was, in that little cross section right there. And I guess to get to the track, you go down this trail, you probably hook down that way, and it's right there. I could have been there in like 30 seconds, but another day, another video. I'm glad I didn't see a dead body today. Holy crap. I actually don't care that much about scratches on the truck. I took my truck to a hand wash place last week, and I saw the guy washing, or he was drying the truck, but he had his bottles and his tools hanging from his belt loop. And I'm like, that doesn't look right. They missed a bunch of spots on the truck. They didn't even, like, there was still mud on the truck, and like behind the mirrors and stuff that they missed, but there was a bunch of new scratches. I know with off-roading this truck, I'll get a bunch of new scratches on it that I put in there myself, but I'm also getting the truck wrapped, so I'll be covering all that stuff, and then when the panels get too scratched up, I'll just rewrap it. So no big deal. I'm not that superficial. Slipping and sliding. Alright guys, that was fun. Glad you came along with me on that little exploration excursion. I'll see you later. So I got out of the truck and I looked at the doors and I was like, oh my god. Look at all these scratches. Holy cow, but they're not scratches. It's just dust.